the basic knowledge to learn, understand the nation-centered world map. Before we start making the new world map in which any place is centered in the world map, we had better know about the sphere, the planet, the Earth, or the theory of circle, sphere mathematically, and also the coordination as well, and XYZ, the 3D, and coordination will be important to understand about how we change the center of the world map for any place. The mathematics of perspective translating Earth from static 2D grid to a dynamic 3D coordinate matrix. The Earth itself, the sphere, and we call the planet the Earth and the globe. This is named our world. Specifically, the Earth is tilted 23.5 degrees and rotate one time a day and revolve the sun a year. This is a very important fact in our world. So to understand about the whole the planet physically or mathematically, it might be to understand the nature of the world. Let's see. We can see the world map. I think this line is meridian, maybe. Meridian? No, not meridian. About 90 degree, 90 degree. And then almost almost 60 degree, 30 degree, 40 degree. Anyway, there's we see the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis called XYZ. And then we call z is latitude, and then we call the ratio x to y to x. The ratio is a longitude from simply we can explain about the mathematical. Let me see. Wow. So here we have prime meridian, the r equal x equal r. We go for the longitude 90 degree is y equal r, but longitude the west is minus r in the y. And we call the North Pole, and Z is R, but we call the South Pole, Z is minus R. And meridian, the other side of the Earth is X is minus R. This is very important to understand about the coordination, especially we need to figure out XYZ. Simply, we start one place from the GPS. It means we know about the GPS any place nowadays. The place is just latitude and longitude. Latitude is the jet, and which northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, and longitude is about east or west. Um, the east from east 90 to 90 from east to west is called plus X, but it's a 92 more than with the including meridian 90 the other side of the wall and is minus X. And east longitude and to west longitude is totally east longitude is Y coordination is plus, and west longitude Y coordination is minus. So we figured out XYZ position only knowing about the place, and then we understand about plus minus and where the coordination is by XYZ. Okay, this is an important concept to understand about because when we make the nation-centered world map by rotating 2 times, the one time is parallel rotation, just like cosine circle, and then the second rotation is reversed, and up and down rotation is called the sine circle. It's very simple to by the original coordination, GPS, XYZ, and then cosine is very easily calculated, XYZ, even very easy. But and then the second coordination change it a little complicated, but if we have a basic rule, follow basic rule, it's also simple to get the XYZ. So, and then original one, XYZ. And then we go for cosine circle, new one, X1, Y1, Z1. Sine circle, we go for X2, Y2, Z2. This is the third point because the main point is go for R00 and the position of prime meridian. Then and we understand about the other side in terms of the ratio of sphere, and then in which less mm, distracted or distortion. Without distracted or distortion, we understand the world from the central world map about 5,000 circle period. That is a sphere globe, capable sphere. It might be 10,000 kilometer area will be no less distortion, distracted. And this is very important to understand of nature or the geographical environment. So, and then all the relations of countries, neighbor countries, and then to understand about from history and nature, because it shows so many things about nature, human beings, and animals, and plants, or the climate as well. Okay, let's get back to the first. Leave with this. Okay, let me see. You can see the world map. It looks like a Mercator world map, but the world map is not good. I don't know, understand. Maybe the kind of world map from the Montessori or the Northern Hemisphere is maximized. I don't understand about the ratio of in math. And this is a very ridicule form. But we usually and mostly, and 70% people familiar with that kind of traditional cartography anchor our worldview to or fixed prime meridian. This is the prime meridian, and then R00. And the other side is meridian, and then minus R00. And we see the Mercator for the logistics, what visual representation of peak shipping routes, and distort x-axis, newly aviation distort and gray circle flight paths that visually curve non-Euclidean geometry. The centralized world map from is one of the gray circles. When we line of the aviation or the voyage, long voyage, and we understand about directly if the line is the one line, following the gray circle is a very short distance. Knowing about centralized with the gray circle and the newly and it's good for real data. Geopolitics, a Eurocentric psychological bias post open world pride. It's an access bias. So knowing about the nation central world map is very, very unique. I think if we train those data from nation-centered world map with AI, specifically AI can create uh, so many contention. I can imagine that we don't have to go for future. We don't have to go for past to uh, show up to explain new data. Our data is a little bit not perfect. So, and then we can change the data. We can see another view in many areas. For example, biology, or we learn about geology or geography, all the things. Even we learn about history. For example, we think about then the Turkey people from the Central Asia or the Eastern Asia named Turkey, Korean people called Dolgor. But we understand about in the world map that center too wide. But if we directly their route from beginning to the end, and we understand about them, why they go there, and then one makes possible. It's understandable. This is very important. And yes, let's go. The get back point. Latitude and longitude were designed for oceanic navigation. rocking our first back to the equator and the poles. To change the center of the world, we must escape the 2D wave. Rebuilding the Earth as a mathematical matrix unlock complete spatial freedom. Spherical, when we calculate about that the XYZ, and then also we know about the trigonometry, but spherical trigonometry can be used to understand about. And yeah, so viewing about the globe as the mm, mathematical place, then we understand about um, partition. It's a very important part knowing about the theory about it's actually about the circle. The big circle is a great circle, and the small circle it's have a ratio from cosine or sine. That is a mathematical theory. By translating Earth into a 3D spatial coordinating system. The prime meridian is no longer an absolute law of nature, it becomes a variable. We can mathematically manipulate the center any nations. So we can make the nation-centered world map. It means we can change the nation to capital-centered world map, or we can change it high mountains centered world map, or river centered world map, or island centered world map. We can create so many world map in terms of our view, because I live in Korea, and then where I live in Korea, of my life is dedicated in my country about whole life almost. If I travel other country or if I immigrate in other country, then the center might be changed. But then when I learn about other country or other people, and then I can use it. I I can use it. The new centered world map to understand about the place or people or nature. Almost I uh, understand because I've been researching the national center world map for many years in my mind. But nowadays, I started really with AI, and then oh, why not? I can create the content with the AI. Now I use ChatGPT, Gemini, Notebook LM. Might be successfully created first, and the image is wonderful, and also the content from Notebook LM is remarkable. Okay, so goal, the core to trust architecture map, geography towards 3D axis. Pierces the equate at the Prime Meridian R00. Y-axis appears the equator at 90 east 0R0. Z-axis pierces the existing North Pole 00R. Okay, let me see. Positive and negative values navigate the Earth's hemisphere. Z-axis latitude, North Hemisphere, South Hemisphere, and Y-axis longitude, Eastern Hemisphere, Western Hemisphere. X-axis, that's in the front of Earth, 90 to 90, and back to of Earth, 90 to 90. That is a minus. This is very important because if we get a number, we soon where the positional and the number from coordination of XYZ will be easily 2 understand and then calculate, because the number itself the shows the coordination. So this is very important. The basic rule about position plus and minus where, because the XYZ coordination is space, like 3D, and the other side, half side is plus, and then the other side is minus. Our the baseline is 0, 0. 0 line, go for plus, go for minus, and but all the sphere or circle is measured by radius. 3 variable pinpoint any location in spherical space. The constant radius of the Earth, radius, latitude minus 90 to the 90, it means the west and east, vertical angle from the equator. It goes for, and then x is first, longitude minus 108 is longitude 108. The latitude is from jet, and then minus equals minus jet, and then plus, and it's a northern hemisphere. Minus 9 is southern hemisphere. Jet is not in northern hemisphere is plus. Longitude is from the minus 180 longitude to 180. This side is 0, the prime meridian, and then the end of 180 is a meridian, and then the horizontal angle from the prime meridian. So, and go for the 90 to 90 is plus x, and go for the 90 to 108 meridian to minus 90 means east to west, and this is minus x. So to understand about the coordination of XYZ, mathematically, we understand about moving cosine circle and sine circle, and then we can get the coordination of the XYZ. Let's see. The z-axis isolate vertical movement away from the equator. Z equal r sine theta, gamma, theta, omega, z r sine omega. As latitude omega, increase toward the pole, the sine function calculate the precise vertical height above the equatorial baseline. This is omega, we call latitude. Moving toward the pole, shrink the equatorial radius, shrinking this model. Then we go for the so many circle defined by radius cosine ratio. So, and then new radius go for radius for the great circle cosine omega is latitude. Mathematics of the shrink radius r cosine omega calculate the shrinking the radius of the easy stack horizontal space. At our equator, omega 0, cosine 0 equal 1, the radius is full of therefore is omega 90, cosine 90, 0, the radius shrink to nothing. And then we can calculate about ratio of cosine. Sine or sine, the ratio of trigonometry is important to understand about the sphere or the rho. Before we can find x and y, we must calculate the exact size of the horizontal structure we are standing on. The complete translation engine, spherical to partition, calculate the location, x, y, z, and then r cosine omega, cosine gamma, and y for r cosine omega, sine gamma. And then gamma means longitude, and r sine omega. Let's calculate the shrink horizontal lattice at your specific latitude. It's a project that led us on to the X front back and Y east and west X based on your longitude. And Z is northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. If you get the number and then the plus and minus, and we can point to the coordination of the exact our place, and also we can move cosine to sine. But the spherical trigonometry can calculate directly from the one place to the other place. But this theory is very difficult. It's not simple. But a cosine circle, the rotation of a cosine circle, and then the sine circle is very clear about the rotation of our planet and revolution of our planet. And the rotation of our planet is like the cosine circle rotation. The revolution of our planet is just like a sine circle. So, and rotation of the one day is very simple to understand. Is intuitively the sun rises, the earth go down, sun goes down, and the earth is far away from the sun. We understand about that the earth rotations every day. So intuitively, we understand about our imagination. But the revolution is very, very, in our life, maybe I think the whole life, if we live in about at our age, about 70, and then about 15 or 20 years ago, almost 50 years, we understand about every year circulation if we involved in nature. It's very difficult to understand about the revolution of our planet. It's just like the circle of the sign. It's very difficult to understand. Even the spherical trigonometry from directly from one place to the other, and then this calculation is for the mathematicians, someone who research mathematician as a job. Okay, calculating back to geography to redraw the map, XYZ coordinate and inverse mathematical function, new omega gamma geography, new latitude longitude geography. Longitude gamma is r tangent high, 2 is y x, and calculate the angle in the xy plane. Latitude omega sine reverse and z divided by radius, calculate the vertical angle. Right on in reverse. Once we mathematically spin the 3D globe to a new center, we must translate the position Cartesian point and interact with longitude to actually go the nation center map. When we go for the nation center map, it means the new places go for the Prime Meridian R00. So, and then the third place where to go, this to calculate is that is the question. Rotation matrix, the mathematical lever to shape the world. And this is vector, I think so. And then radius, G, Z, and theta is Y, omega, and the new vector. And then the original XYZ coordinate are 3D rotation matrix operator. And then R is not radius. Okay. Vector run the new rotating coordinates. By applying rotation methods, we dynamically shift the absolute center of the globe to any specific latitude and longitude and completely bypassing the Euro-centric default. Okay, case study, engineering a solar-centered world map. Standard Earth and the orientation. Let's see that in the globe, and then we can moving the globe to 126 degree to the west side, and then means left side. Then the soul go for the position of the prime meridian. We call turn rotate down, and then 30 about 37 degree, and then the soul exactly the point and prime meridian R00. When the souls go for R00, the other place, for example, London, Paris, or Washington, DC, is where to go. What is the coordination of their location? We can calculate with the help of AI the theory of cosine circle, the rotation of cosine circle, the rotation of the sine circle, or the spherical trigonometry. But I would like to make easier to understand the nations and world map by using like this AI. And then this is from Notebook LM. Very good. Okay, so write geographic coordinate relative to standard Eurocenter origin for topography redrawn so is a new coordinate origin point. By setting so as the new R00 vector, the location matrix redraws the global topography, distances, flight paths, and oceanic connections are now perfectly accurate relative to South Korean origin point. We can see that it's just like Google Earth. In fact, and then this is a space. But we can make this, when we can make this the map with the planet, then and this is another level. This is a new world, new data. The cartographic paradigm shift and traditional map, mathematical map. The co-constructor fixes 2D projection. Mathematical map is dynamic 3D matrix, and then we can calculate about newly 2D projection. The anchor, random prime meridian, any user-defined XYZ vector, distance accuracy, disorder near pole, accurate gray circle geometry. By doing that, the place for the gray circle, and then the part of area, for example, about 50 degree and on us, and then it means 5,555 kilometer about, and then almost we can get a good data. And then longest focus, equatorial, transatlantic, multi-directional polar capital. Okay, the logistical and geographical impact of the spatial position. In maritime and logistics, reinterpreting Arc shipping visually Busan or Central Polar navigation, aviation activity for flight path analysis without 2D map distortion, technology, foundational maths for 3D GPS modeling, computer graphic, and the digital twins simulation. Geopolitics, shifting cultural and economic, psychological biases by expanding the visual prominence of the central location. Defining the absolute center, redefining and Dexter Dellons and Carl Maps propose translating art into a Cartesian matrix frees us from them. The XYZ coordination system is more than a geographical logic. Is mathematical engine that allows any nation to stand at the center of its world by using AI.